Gulf Cooperation Council countries intensify coordination after series of attacks. Gulf Cooperation Council countries are intensifying coordination after a series of attacks that have pushed the region into one of its most serious security crises in decades. Officials say the bloc has shifted from diplomatic mediation to a posture of active defense following the escalation that began on the 28th of February. Since then, several member states have reported waves of drone and missile attacks targeting strategic infrastructure and urban areas, raising concerns about the risk of a wider regional conflict. Diplomatic activity has also accelerated in recent days. Foreign ministers from GCC countries have been holding emergency consultations to coordinate a unified response and reinforce regional security cooperation. The latest discussions have focused on protecting critical energy facilities and ensuring the stability of shipping routes in the Strait of Hormuz, which remains vital for global oil supplies. Following Bahrain chaired emergency sessions and an European Union summit in the early March, the GCC condemned widespread strikes on civilian and energy infrastructure across all six member states. In response, the UN Security Council adopted Resolution 2817 yesterday with 13 votes, formally denouncing the regional attacks despite abstentions from Russia and China. During the emergency consultations, GCC leaders reaffirmed the principle of indivisible security, stating that the security of all member states is interconnected and that any attack on one member is considered an attack on all. The Council has also activated provisions of its Joint Defense Agreement, increasing cooperation in air defense coordination, intelligence sharing, and maritime monitoring, particularly in areas around the Strait of Hormuz. This mobilization specifically invokes Article 2 of the GCC Joint Defense Agreement, which mandates a collective military response to external aggression against any member state. Furthermore, in accordance with the UN Charter's Article 51, the Council has formally notified the Security Council of its sovereign right to collective self-defense following the confirmed interception of thousands of hostile drones and missiles since February 28th. Despite the rising tensions, GCC governments say their current posture remains defensive. Officials have stressed that their territories and airspace are not being used to launch offensive strikes against Iran. Diplomacy remains a priority, with several member states supporting mediation efforts through regional channels in an attempt to prevent the conflict from widening further. Analysts say that while the Council has presented a unified message, some differences in approach remain among member states. Countries such as Oman have continued to emphasize mediation and neutrality, while others have opted a firmer security posture. Observers also note that although the GCC Joint Defense Agreement provides a framework for cooperation, final decisions on military action remain with individual and national governments. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone. Bye.